I couldn't care less on what other people think of me. I absolutely couldn't care less. Every time I walk in public, every time if everyone starts talking negative about you but positive towards you, then obviously it's just how it goes, and you can't really help it as much. Every time I walk, half of the time, yes, I may hear something that I shouldn't really, you know. But mainly, I used to care years and years ago on what people thought of me, on what people, it's the negative impact that I used to take and used to use my emotions. So I let the emotions get to the best of me, and I should have I should have done something about it. And the only way for me to not care as much as I used to before is that you always got to say to yourself that why are you caring about other people's opinions? Because if they know that you're not going to say anything, if they know that you're a vulnerable person, they will take advantage of that. They will take advantage of bullying you. They will take advantage of all certain type of things, and it will mess up your whole state. And really, I'm like, I know that being vulnerable as a person, it feels alright, but the other way round, it's not. Because every single person can can use you as a book. They can write on it, say certain things with your name on it, on how they don't like you as much. And if you really take on those comments, if you become upset by those comments, then you got to think to yourself that, or even say to yourself in the mirror, you love yourself that much. Why would you care about other people's opinions? Why would you care? I know I haven't done these types of videos about being calm like this, but I'm trying to create a better environment. The whole society being better, not being depressed. Because what I ever want for people to be in life, is to be better, is to always say that you couldn't give a absolute shit, or you couldn't give absolute fucks. You walk with a neutral face. A neutral face, you don't react to any single thing. You don't react to anything. Because if you react to what they're saying, that boosts their ego so much that they're looking down on you and saying how much you're worthless as a human being. And let's be honest, I've been like that before. Like, when I used to get upset about certain things, I always had it in my head. I've always had it in my head. And some of the times I didn't even know why I was getting upset for. And there was a thing where I couldn't really take it as much. Really, I couldn't really take it. So I used to drink a lot because of it. And I used to get alcohol poisoning because of it. And I know it's like, for me saying this, it's not normal for a person, but half of the time you have to say something out. Because I don't want you to be like me, where I used to be like that years ago. I would say a few years ago that I used to do it, and I used to put myself down because of it, which I wasn't really impressed with myself over it. And if you're that sort of person that you have that in your head, always think to yourself that even though you're still here, you're still alive, and you've got to make yourself to feel like every time in life you're eating, you have a roof over your head, even if you don't sleep well, even though your diet's completely fucked. There's always a change for that. There's always a change. You just have to talk to yourself. It might not work half of the time, but always talk to yourself. Always think to yourself that you're better. Even if you're down, always think to yourself that you're better. You're healthy enough to do certain things. And give it a go, where if you're, even if you couldn't really do anything else, you couldn't really do anything else, Going outside is always an option. You might think that's hard, but stepping outside at your front door is isn't hard. It is not harder. And why I'm talking about this now, because I don't want you guys to be in the same path every day, every single week, every single month, every single year. You're still doing the same thing every single time. And I don't want you guys to even be depressed. There is better sort of things in life. I know that the same gender always, like, every human being has a feeling, male or female. If you're struggling so much, to the point where you don't want to keep doing this anymore or anything like that, or if you don't have any friends or can't socialize as much, you've lost your friends or something like this, then really I've had a different story. Like, I've always had the same friends. I've completely always had the same friends. I don't message them as much. But you got to know that if you do have friends, they're always going to be there, but not always going to contact you every single day, every single time. And I want this to be serious. I really do want this to be serious, because I do see a load of people, even though there's like billions of people, there is 1 to thousands that are like this. And even though if I'm not helping as much for your health or for anything, of course, then by all means you can always watch a different person talking about this. But that just goes for the same as taking other people's, like, how would you say it? Like, when other people take advantage, when other people think that you're some sort of loser or whatnot, even though if they were supposed to be your friends, then don't be their friends anymore. Because you have to teach yourself a lesson to grow yourself. And you have to say no most of the time. To say, I don't want to be your friend anymore, or anything like that, really. But it takes a load of courage, or a lot of courage, to do that sort of thing. Even, well, other than that, I know it's hard. I know it can be tricky. but you have to stand your ground most of the time. And pretty much it's just how it goes most of the time. It's like on my other video last week on Saturday, I mentioned about even if I get some negative comments, even if someone sent me a DM or something really negative or something like that, I mean, it's like I will always take it as a compliment. I would always look at it being like, he's comment on the video. That gives me some kind of motivation to make more of these videos. It gives me more time, even when I'm recording, even if I get a message back and I need to actually go to my job straight away. I mean, I have an alright life. That's what I would say. Like, my life isn't as great, but at least I'm alive. That's all I can say from that. But you can always send this to your friend. You can always send this to a family member. You can always send this to anywhere globally. Or anywhere global. Around the world, maybe. But you have to say to yourself, every time you step up, no one won't fuck with you anymore. No one will. And that's where you've won. You've completely won. So, yeah. I know this is some kind of like random video on a Monday, or it could be on a Monday or Tuesday. It depends how long this upload will take. So I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, like I'm going to say to you that I believe in you. I believe in you. Even if you say to yourself that you don't believe in yourself, I believe in you. Even if I don't know you, and you're my type sort of age, because I'm in my 20s, I believe in you. Keep doing what you're doing. Upgrade yourself every single time. Always, even if you can't communicate well, try and go somewhere public with friends, family members, or anywhere to communicate with other people, even if you don't know them, of course. Always try your best, and you will get somewhere in life. So, yeah. I'm going to leave it as that anyways. And hopefully you guys do, even if it goes to the right people about this, even if it does help you in that way, then I'm happy for you. If it does help you. So, yeah, I mean, this sort of video, I know I'm not talking like I'm talking is quick or anything. But this sort of video, I will take my time with. I don't want to rush things anymore. Even though if you want to talk about your problems or anything, that's the only thing that will help, is talking about your problems. Don't go to a therapist. Don't do anything like that, because that's not going to help you long term. So, yeah, peace.